Hi, I'm Michael Gaddis, your Fallbrook real estate expert. Today I'd like to talk about the current state of the real estate market in Fallbrook as of January 17, 2014. I took the liberty of pulling all of this data that I'm going to talk about from the Sandicor MLS. I pulled all of the active, contingent, pending, and sold listings, with the sold listings occurring between December 1st and today, which is January 17th. As of today, there are 170 active listings in Fallbrook, ranging in price from 5.75 million to a low of 239,000. The average house in Fallbrook right now that's for sale is 2,974 square feet. The average list price is $751,000, and the average list price per square foot is $246 a square foot. The average days on market for these listings is 89 days. So they're sitting on the market a little bit, probably due to the time of the year. It's winter time, and so homes typically sell a little bit slower in December and January. So I expect that number to go down a little bit here in the near future. There are currently 12 contingent listings in Fallbrook. Contingent listings, for those of you who do not know, are listings that require lender approval or some sort of approval, either court or lender approval. They usually reflect short sales, and which require the lien holder's approval for the short sale. So on the 12 listings that are currently in contingent status, the square foot range is from 5,462 with a list price of 897,000 to a low of 928 square feet with a price of 199,000. The average contingent sale square footage is 2,896 square feet. The average list price is 553,000, and the average list price per square foot for the contingent listings is $200.78, with the average days on market being 226 days. Two things I'd like to point out about that. One is, if you notice, the list price per square foot for the active listings was $246 a square foot versus the $200 per square foot in the contingent listings. That's not all that unusual, because obviously contingent listings are usually priced a little bit lower for several reasons. Sometimes just to try to get buyers in there as an inducement, for listing a little bit below market. And sometimes the condition of the houses aren't quite what they are for equity sales and active listings. So there is a difference between those two square foots. But as we look at the pending listings, we'll see whether the square footage is consistent with the contingent or active listings. There are 71 pending listings in Fallbrook as of January 17th, with the high being a $1.579 million house. It's a 6,294 square foot house. The low being a $210,000 house with a square foot of 824 square feet. The average house that's pending right now is 2,383 square feet. A list price $543,418. Price per square foot $239.04, with an average market time of 53 days. So the average price per square foot for the pending listings is very consistent, or very close to what the active listings are, which is much higher than what the contingent listings are. That doesn't mean necessarily that the contingent listings are going to come in where the list price is. The bank could counter back and could raise that list price up, or list price per square foot up. But let's see what the sold listings did. The sold listings, there are currently, from December 1st, 2013 to January 17th, there were 71 homes sold in Fallbrook. The largest being a 5,827 square foot house for $1.15 million. The sold price on that particular property, that was the list price. The sold price is $960,000, with a sold price per square foot of $591 per square foot, which is really high. The low that was sold was a 499 square foot home for $234,000. That was what the list price was. The sold price was $241,000, and the average sales price per square foot was $138.12. So that is significantly lower than the the list price per square foot of the active and contingent listings, which is around 240 or so. The average sold listings, which is probably a better indicator of really what's going on, was the square footage was 2,411, the average home that was sold. The average list price of the homes that were sold was $520,000. The average sold price, so the list price versus the sold price, the average sold price was $502,000. So the average sold price was about $18,000 less than what the average list price was. So houses were going for a little bit lower on average than what they were actually being listed for. The sold price per square foot came out to be, the average came out to be $217 a square foot. So that kind of gives you a pretty good indication of what the price per square foot is on average, and even in relation to the pending and the active listings. The average amount of market time on for the houses was 63 days for the sold listings. So that gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on. It seems like prices are at least based on price per square foot, are being listed and pending at much higher than what the actual sold ones that occurred for December and January. So it looks like things are trending upward a little bit, which is good for all you homeowners who are looking to maximize the amount of money that you could potentially sell your house for. So my name is Michael Gaddis, and if you would like further information about Fallbrook, or you would just have any general questions, you can call me at area code 760-692-5950, 760-692-5950, or feel free to visit me on my website at michaelgaddis.com. Thank you so much.